Are you ready, man?
Yeah,
Let's
I'm ready,
go.
brother. What's going on?
Kick off the second episode. Welcome back to the weekly ride, to the weekly growth ride with Grow Cab. Tell me how you doing? How's the cab today?
Yeah, I'm fine, man. I'm
Looking good?
fine. It's running pretty good. Engine was starting without any problem. Yeah, just need to turn the heating on today a little bit because it's cold outside. But
It's
I
cold
think,
outside, yeah.
yeah, but I
Same
think
here.
maybe the sun will come out soon. But I don't know. Yeah, whatever. How
We'll
you
see.
doing, man?
I'm really good. I'm excited. This is going to be the first episode that we want to talk about some sort of content. And to quickly get into it, actually, right away, I want to talk about how it established. Today, we want to talk about getting started, which fits perfectly for our first episode of actual content. And we want to talk about the 5 second rule, more to that in a couple of minutes, and just decision making, making the decision and then learn on the way and improving yourself constantly. And yeah, I think that is a really nice first piece of content to start with. It just came to our minds just because in the last podcast we talked about the explanation of GrowCab, how everything established, how everything like how we want everything to work or what our vision is of it. And one of the things we talked about was getting started in making decisions. So, Dami, talking about the 5 second rule, what was that for you? Before I quickly want to give an explanation to it afterwards, but where did you find a 5 second rule or this model of making decisions for you in your life?
Um, Actually, I just stumbled over it in some articles or in some videos like some years ago. But
Mm-hmm.
looking back to the time before this, I always had like so crazy ideas. I wanted to do this and this and that. I wanted to do so much sport. I did once and then I literally forgot about it again and stuff like that. And it's basically literally, or maybe just quickly to explain what the 5 second rule is. It's like you get an idea in your mind, and then you literally just have fucking 5 seconds, and then your mind will talk yourself over to why not to do it. So, for
Yeah,
example, if you want to go out, you want to go running, you just, if you think about it, just decide to do it and say yes. If you don't say yes immediately, like your mind will be, oh, it's cold outside. Oh, I want to do this and that and stuff like that.
yeah,
So if you're aware of this 5 second rule, and if you just step into that, and if you just, before these 5 seconds are over, just say yes and commit to that, it's a game changer, guys. It's a game
yeah,
changer. And also, like,
yeah.
for
It's
example, when I really realized this thing is in the morning. If you just wake up, and if you think like, oh, I want to wake up, and then you think like a little bit like, it's so cozy, there's a nice snooze button over there, and then you just done, you won't get up. But
yeah,
if you wake up and you immediately, whoa, it's a beautiful day, fucking hell, I want to do this and that, and if you just stand up and jump out of the bed, man, you're already doing it,
you're
and
golden.
yeah, and
Yeah,
you're fucking rocking that shit. And I think that's like this, to really like to get the point there. Just before your mind tells you different ideas and different fucking thingies, you just need to jump out of there and do it. And if you're aware of
yeah,
this 5 second thing and you can work over it, man, you're literally unstoppable. So
yeah.
yeah, I just talked a little bit longer here. Sorry, Leon.
No,
So
that's all fine. That's all fine. I think it gets you, honestly. That's what I wanted to say about the 5 second rule. Actually, I have the book right here. It's a little, it's by Mel
beautiful.
Robbins. It's just interesting because there's a lot of experience, a little thicker book, a lot of experience from people that actually used it, and they said if you can count five, four, three, two, one, you can have everything you want. And I think that is really interesting because, as you said, it starts with getting up in the morning. Because when you're sleepy, when you're comfy, it's the first time in of the day yeah, exactly, you need to step out of your comfort zone to get, to kick things off and to get things going. And to before we come back to what that was for you and one point of your life, just quickly want to talk about that. what's happening in your brain, kind of. I'm not a scientist. I just took it from things I've heard. We also want to get down to that. We're no scientists, no psychologists. We just take experiences where we get them and then want to talk about it. And for me, that was from the book and from generally ideas talking to people about it. It's your subconscious makes up 90% of your brain. So 90% of the things you do, the things you think, and the things you make decisions about, you're not going to be able to control it unless you make affirmations to yourself and you really get into your own mind with meditation and with reflecting yourself. So
Awareness.
only 10% are conscious that you can actually control. And that's what Dami just said. Those 5 seconds is the time that you can consciously, let's call it, dominate your subconscious, which I think is really, really interesting because that happens right inside of here. And affirmations can be a vision board, like right in the back, or things you're grateful up here, or just things you listen to. So that's just it from another perspective for me.
So
And
true.
for you, what was that? Where did you realize that was actually happening to you other than getting up in the morning?
Actually, I just want to talk about this point just in 1 second because I also have something. I'm not a scientist as well, but if you look at this whole subconscious mind and thing, the subconscious mind is there basically to save you. And like back in the days when we lived in caves or whatever kind of shit, the subconscious knew we have to save any tiny little bit of energy because maybe one day or like next second there will be like this wolf coming and you need to run away and everything. And so sure the sun so now you understand surely why the subconscious mind is always stepping in and makes you
Yeah,
rethink if you really need to do this sport now, if you really need to do this thing now and this thing. And the
yeah,
subconscious mind kind of stops you to save energy. But sure,
yeah,
like in nowadays, we don't need that shit anymore, and we need to be aware of that. And it's also just like if you're really like aware of this thing as well, that you don't need to save energy, it's also easier to step out of this. And I think like awareness is for like every topic in self development or self improvement. It's the most important thing. So
yeah.
sorry for this little short interruption there with my
No, go ahead.
scientific thingies, but I'm also not a scientist. We just talk here.
We just look like them.
Yeah, we try to. Wait, I can put my glasses on now. Now I look
Oh,
like a scientist.
yeah.
No,
Now it's getting serious.
I don't think so. But yeah, when I learned for myself about the 5 second window, sorry, it was actually mainly when I was doing like sports in the beginning, and it's like for example, I really like to go running out in the mountains, and then I'm just setting myself like a literally like an impossible goal. I want to go to this viewpoint or whatever, and then I'm
Yeah,
like, yes, I do it. I'm just like immediately, yes, I want to go there. And then the next point is also like you need to stay true to yourself. Like on the way there, you're not allowed to change up your plan anymore. And if you're really
yeah,
true to yourself and sometimes I'm literally like saying to myself like, if I don't make it there, like I'm the biggest loser or whatever kind of thing like this. And if you're really like honest to yourself, like 100% honest to yourself, man, it's also like it's like the 5 second window works great for getting started, and also it's really important to get started. But also, if you get started, stay true to yourself to really keep on moving.
yeah,
Because
yeah,
if you break through the 5 second window the first time that you start running, and then you see on the way running, you see the shortcut to go back home again, and if you don't stay true to yourself and go for the first decision and like you it's literally like the 5 second window happened before when you just thought about starting running, and then you're
yeah,
there, and then you think about it again, and then you immediately always need to be aware of this 5 second window again. It's literally coming every time over and over again, and it's especially if the exercises or the things you're doing are bigger things, like
yeah,
even it will come like stones in your way, and you need to jump over every one of them without
yeah,
looking at them more than 5 seconds literally.
yeah.
And
And I
um
think it's with everything, right? That, just to quickly jump in, I think it's with everything you do. It's the repetition that does it. The same thing just happened to us, as we said. man, we want to record, the next episode. What is it going to be about? There was three things that we were interested in talking about, but we didn't start to do a script or anything. We just wanted to talk about it. And now here we are actually in the second talking about it. So for you, getting back to your story, so that is a good, because I can imagine that you're running up the hill and actually stones coming down, getting in your way, and you need to make a whole other decision. So continue on that thought, how that is for you while running or while challenging yourself physically.
Um, like in the beginning, it was really like for example, in the like looking back in time, the first just to get running, it's already quite like literally like there you have to jump over the 5 second thing the first time, but then
Mm-hmm.
there's so many things on the way, and for example, like I said, like the shortcuts or stuff like that. But what I personally think, if you start to enjoy the way and really like enjoy the path and get passionate for that and get passionate for running, like the way is no problem anymore. And if you stay true to yourself, then you will get wherever you want to go. And
Yeah,
just like for the next time, if you want to go running like the next day or like the day after or something like that, you just need to be aware of the 5 second window again and get out of your comfort zone. And yeah, it's really
yeah.
important one,
I think we
definitely.
should definitely do as a future mark another episode talking about passion and comfort zone, leaving it. Maybe even that's like a duel, like comfort zone versus passion, right? Or a
Yeah, yeah.
passion taking you out of the comfort zone.
It's kind of like to the yeah, kind of like versus each other, but not really. Like
But also related.
relate, yeah, it depends a lot on the case as well, I think. But first, like if you go out of your comfort zone and then maybe you realize you have a passion, but maybe you have a passion and it's really easy for yourself to get out of the comfort zone for this as
Yeah,
well. Like there's so many, sure, for everything there's so many special cases for sure. But yeah, that's definitely really important, really interesting topic for the next drive, man.
the next drive. Let's go.
Yeah,
Cool,
let's
cool.
go for the race. Uh, yeah, but just maybe you quickly want to summarize it up, or do you have like for yourself, you have like a really nice experience where you realize this 5 second window, you just got aware of it, and you kind
Yeah,
of, if you realize that you get unstoppable if you jump over it, man, that's like
yeah,
where it's really like you just start moving faster and faster and faster, and you get more
yeah,
experience and more knowledge and more possibilities and stuff like that. Sorry.
yeah. It's also no, don't worry, don't apologize. It's all good. That's also like another, drive that you not the drive, but the drive you give yourself and to get moving.
Exactly.
And there's two things, and I also want to then make a transition to actually talking about decision making itself, going away a little bit from the 5 second rule. But to answer your question at first, the 5 second rule for me happens daily, multiple times. Scientists, back to that topic, say that an average during a day you have like yeah, those guys. In average, they say you have like 70,000 thoughts a day. I personally think I probably have like twice that at least, just because I think about so many things. But you make decisions constantly, is what I'm trying to say. And the 5 second rule, as you said, starts with getting up in the morning. And that is what, for example, the book or thinking about that rule helped me the most, just because if you give yourself that countdown, by zero, you're going to make a decision either way. And you can find those things in that. For me personally, again, many times, while for example debating, am I going to go to the gym today? And you're not going to have time to debate, oh man, yeah, the gym is going to do me good, I'm going to be stronger, I'm going to be healthier. And you just need to be like 5 4 3 2 1, I'm going to go to the gym right now. And then as you pack your things, as you get in the car or on your bike to go to the gym or work out wherever you want to work out, that then develops on the way. And the same thing goes for making the decision, am I going to eat healthy or not today? If you think, I want to enjoy myself, it depends on how you interpret that for yourself. And I think there as well, you don't have the time to think about the pros and cons it will bring with you. And so, yeah, for me, that happens daily with every decision I make during the day, no matter if it's studying, work, getting up or working out or eating healthy. And now I want to, get into decision making in general for this other half or other part of the podcast today. For me, the biggest decision I was making was for me in a young age so far with 15 to go abroad, because we talked about that in the very first episode. I think I trusted people that told me it was a good idea to do it. But honestly, until I was still sitting in the plane from Frankfurt to New York City, JFK, I didn't know 100% if it was good or not. But so far, I've never regretted it. So shout out to everyone that's also thinking about going abroad and making a decision like that. The younger, the better. But even if you're a little older, it's a great experience. But I made that decision. I decided for myself, I'm going to trust the people that have done it. I'm going to trust the people that want to do good for me and that I get along with and that are already maybe at a point that I want to be at in the future. And so I did that. That was for me one of the biggest decisions I made, trusting in everything that was happening at the moment. So what was that for you? What was like one of the biggest decisions that you made during your also already still young life that you were living? And what did that do for you in the way that came from that or is still happening?
So yeah, for me, basically, like my biggest decision was also similar to your one. After I finished high school, graduated, I was going abroad, also like you. I went over to New Zealand. Most of you guys maybe know a lot of Germans go there for like work and holiday and kind of stuff. And I
True.
also just applied for the work and holiday visa. I was thinking, a little bit, should I do it? Shouldn't I do it? And then I was like, sure, I have to go for it. Now I've got the time, don't have any responsibility. Also, I didn't know exactly what I want to study and stuff. So I was like, maybe go and gain some more experiences first. Try to, during the time in New Zealand, try to get different jobs and get like a picture.
Get inspired, get
Exactly,
motivated, get a direction of
exactly.
where you want to go.
True.
Exactly. Continue.
And that was like my biggest decision. And I think also it's kind of, decision making is a really important topic, and I think also just looking back to the beginning of the podcast again, always being aware of the 5-second rule. That's really important, but also decision making as a tool topic is such important that I think we have to talk about this one in the next podcast, I guess. Or what do you think about it?
Yeah, I think we should definitely go further into detail because decision making is a huge part of life. I think we can also talk about bigger decisions that we made in different parts of life. I think that would be really interesting. For today, though, I think we should wrap it up. I think we have arrived at our destination of our drive today, of our weekly drive and of our weekly cab ride. So
Yeah.
thank you, Domi, once more. That is it for me. And I think we're out for today, man.
Yeah, thanks guys for driving with us. Thank you, Leon, to Frankfurt, and yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. And yeah, see you next week for next drive. And yeah,
Talk to you soon. All
talk
right,
to you
thanks.
soon. Peace
Peace
out,
out.
brothers
And sisters.
and sisters.
Talk to you soon. Bye.
Talk to you soon, friends.